Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton says the Shakopee audience was the rudest he has ever encountered in his travels around Minnesota. The governor took heat from Shakopee residents at a public meeting last night over taxes and spending. And today, he wasn't backing down. Pat Kessler's live at the Capitol this evening. Pat, sounds unusual. What happened?
Yeah, very unusual. Governor Dayton travels around the state. He's had 7 town hall meetings since he became governor. He calls them meetings with Mark. But he says last night in Shakopee, he got a sometimes hostile reception from the group with pointed questions about tax hikes and more. Now, in a 20-second video released by the Republican group Minnesota Jobs Coalition, Dayton tries to field a question about legislators' salaries, but appears to be interrupted and heckled. In a longer video released by Dayton's office, audience members are seen and heard jeering him. At one point, he says, "I've never had people behave this rudely." Today, the governor went further, calling some in the audience juvenile.
Remind me of my 9th grade general science classes in New York City, or, just undercurrent of, grumbling and people shaking their heads as soon as they started to talk. And it was rude. And, if they can't handle the truth, then they can't handle the truth.
Well, we spoke this afternoon to Shakopee Mayor Brad Tabke. He agreed some in the audience were being, in his words, rude and disrespectful, and he called it childish behavior. But Frank, the mayor said many in the audience came to hear what the governor had to say, and they were grateful for it. So 50-50 maybe on this.
Well, I mean, Pat, we're all for, some civil discourse, and it's good to talk to politicians, but, sometimes get to these things, they have some heated rhetoric. Is that what happened last night in Shakopee? Because it's hard to tell on that videotape.
Yeah, it really is. I've been to a lot of these, Frank. By political standards, I'd say no. This was not out of bounds or over the top, and it doesn't begin to approach. Remember, a couple of years ago with the health care town hall meetings, we had people dressed up with muskets and Revolutionary War uniforms, and some guys dressed like the Monopoly money guy. Yeah. And remember what that was like in those days? Very raucous, rowdy. This was nothing like this. Edgy, maybe a little.
Interesting. All right. Pat, thanks.
You got